Welcome to the Backyard Professor Chess videos. This Capablanca miniature is where Zeus strikes with lightning in favor of Capablanca. Jeremy Silman would have loved this. I'm not going to be surprised at all if there's evidence that he played through it. If he didn't, this is for you, Jeremy Silman, and for you, my viewers. This is mind-boggling how Capablanca did this. Now, he's playing a much lesser powerful person, so he is playing without the Queen Knight. He's playing with the odds of a knight. So the first thing I want to share with you is watch how the Grandmaster functions here, because this side of the board has the weakness. So watch what Capablanca does. This is so beautiful. We have a pawn king 4, and this is the old annotation, so I'm going to read it out as the old annotation. That's how old this book is. 500 Master Games of Chess by Tartakower and Dumont. Fantastic collection of chess in the World War I, World War II era. Fantastic stuff. So pawn king 4, pawn king 4. Pawn to king bishop 4, and the pawn takes the pawn. So we've got a gambit accepted, and now the knight to bishop 3, and now the pawn to king knight 4. He's going to secure. He's also seems to be thrusting, going on a wing side attack. Bishop bishop 4, bringing out the bishop. Bishop knight 2, bringing out the bishop. Long, nice diagonal for him. Capablanca castles pretty quick, which is a good thing, as we all know. And now he's got a lovely pawn chain coming toward the center, all solid. He's not going to be able to castle kingside very well, although this bishop is a good guardian, so let's not underestimate that yet. Pawn to king knight 3. Now, Capablanca meets the challenge. Notice what side of the board all the action is on. Capablanca is doing this on purpose because the queen side is the weak side. So there's no reason to even bother with that. Don't even tempt your opponent to look that direction. Keep him occupied over here. And that's what we see Capablanca doing. Fantastic strategy. Pawn goes ahead and comes forward to knight 5. So this is, it's a pawn roller, right? Now, pawn rollers are good, but the common wisdom is, they need pieces behind them supporting them. Excuse me, and that's not what this guy has. So, Capablanca says, I better start marking this so that when I start commenting, I don't lose my place. Capablanca says, not a problem. I'll move my knight out of the area. And now, we now know this is a pawn roller. Now look at that position. Those are two really difficult pawns. They are really cramming Capablanca's side there, right? Let's see how you handle this. This is a very interesting point on how to handle this. You know how to handle this? Watch how Capablanca handles this. He says, okay, let's take the pawn. You're going, Cap, that's a knight you took that pawn with. So he definitely loses that exchange, right? Now watch. Bishop takes pawn, check. And you're going, wait, he took a pawn with the knight, And now he's taken a pawn with the bishop, and the king takes the bishop. Now Capablanca is 3 pieces down. The knight, the bishop, and the knight. 3 pieces down. I want you to just observe that. Now the queen, not the rook. Now it's true. That's an open file. But watch how watch how Capablanca masterfully uses that bishop's open file, the king bishop's open file, to really play a walloping game. Queen takes the pawn, check. And now the knight comes to bishop 3, developing a piece, unblocking the check, but now the knight is pinned. Just so you're aware of this, that is an absolute pin. It's not against a more powerful piece. When you have a piece pinned against the king, that piece cannot move, right? So this is a big pin here, and he's going to have to address it very speedily because, uh-oh. What do you do when you pin a piece? When you pin a piece, attack it. But when it's pinned to the king, you can't move it out of safety. So Capablanca gets a piece here. Pawn, king, 5. Ouch. Rook comes to bishop 1 behind the king to oppose. Now, notice the rook across from the queen. And yes, there's some clutter in between them. However, it's always a good strategy, sincerely, to put your rook across from your opponent's either queen or king. In this instance, that's why the bishop file is a great file to put that rook. Yes, this is the open file. Yes, it does acquire a target, but no, it's not going to be as effective as being against the queen. It's fascinating how that works. It really is. So, of course, once you attack the pinned piece, then you take it. So pawn takes the knight. Okay, here we go. Woohoo! Bishop takes the pawn. So Capablanca forces his opponent to exchange the pinned piece from a knight to his bishop. Now, the fianchettoed bishop is a good guardian of a castled king, but that king is all by himself, and the bishop can't possibly be the only one to protect him now. So this is amazing how he is turning this around, being down so much material. Watch what he does now. Pawn, queen, 4. Where is it? Center. What's he doing? He's controlling the center, either through occupation or influence. Where do you play the game? Beginning, middle, and end, according to Nimzovich now, who was no slouch, center. Silman would have loved this. Yes, that is always the right play. King comes over to knight 2, unpins the bishop. Now, black is trying to throw a little bit of tactic out here. There could be a discovery on Capablanca's queen if Capablanca isn't careful. Watch this. The bishop takes the pawn check, and Capablanca will lose his queen. So there's no time to worry about, well, I've got to get the rest of my pieces developed. No, there's no time for that. Now you have to play heads up chess, yes? So, pawn, queen 4, king, knight 2. Queen comes to rook 5. Yes, get the queen out of the way. Fundamentally so. Yeah, you got to do that. That's good. Bishop comes to knight 4. Now the bishops are on the same diagonal. Yes. And you say, well, the queen is on the rim. There's not a lot she's doing. Not right now, not yet, but keep watching. This gets exquisitely interesting. Rook takes the rook, absolutely, on the open file. That's what open files are for. If you can't, you don't let your opponent have an open file without fighting for it, and you exchange if you can. In this instance, it's best to exchange, so Capablanca does so. The king will take the rook because there's no danger of the other rook yet because his bishop is in the way, right? So now the bishop takes the bishop. Notice how he is whittling down the pieces. Fascinating, isn't it? Queen takes the bishop, and you say, all right, take the ladies off the board. Wait. Remember, the bishop took the bishop. Before you exchange queens, you won't have anything out there in the field. Let's go ahead and give the king a check. Bring your last piece in. Yes, because you're outnumbered 4-2, but your position is better because why? Why is white's position better? It is very important to recognize that lone little squirt of a pawn. He is dominating the center. It's also very important to know that he has the open file and the king is wide open. These three in numerical power are killing Capablanca, but they're useless because they aren't in the game. So it doesn't matter if he's outnumbered. Both of the active pieces of Capablanca are vastly more active and powerful than the single queen. That would have made Jeremy Silman laugh out loud in delight to see that imbalance going so powerfully. He's doubled outnumbered, and he is superior in his development and board position. Fantastically interesting stuff, isn't it? So rook bishop 1, king king 2, queen bishop 7. Now we see the power of that open file. It's a wide open slaughter from here out, man. This is so fabulous how this does this. Queen bishop 7, king to queen 3. Rook to bishop 6. You got the open file. Bring your pieces up, both of them. That way the king can't dodge back behind anything. Now you're going to flush the king out. I love how Capablanca did that. Fantastic to know this. Rook bishop 6. Now the queen takes the rook. There is no other choice because almost half his army is useless. They're having tea and crackers together, the knight and the bishop, in the castle, and they're not out here taking care of their king. That is what is happening. Queen takes the queen check. Notice how Capablanca has now gotten entirely ahead in power because of his position. Yes, point count, black is winning. He's getting slaughtered here. The point count is irrelevant at this point in the game because of the position. King, queen 4. Queen, king 5, check. Fantastic. King, bishop 3. And queen to there. Checkmate. Fantastic miniature chess game by one of my very favorites, Capablanca. Yeah. That is a wonderful play through this several times because this is worth understanding the principles of the imbalances and reading the board and the board positions because he started out with a knight's odd, he never moved the queenside pawns. That would have been a complete waste of time. That's the weak side. So focus over here, and that's exactly what he did. Fantastic game. Thank you for all of your support. I do have my PayPal available now. If you would like to contribute, I would appreciate it. If you show up to just watch my chess videos, I appreciate that. I am working on getting a Chess Live program together so that I can do that decently. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We are having a lot of fun. So thank you. Be good, do well, have fun, work hard, make lots of friends, get plenty of sleep, and come back soon. I have a lot more chess for you. And I'm not kidding. We're on a roll, baby. Oh, I guess I better hit the second button.